ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतृषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 67, verse number 1. In the previous chapter we studied killing of Paundraka, and before that chapter 65 there was description of Sri Balram visiting Vraja, and it is in that context only the story of Paundraka came. So here King Parikshit, he asked questions about Balram. Sri Raja Uvacha भूयोऽहं श्रोतुमिच्छामि रामस्य अद्भुतकर्मणः अनन्तस्य प्रमेयस्य यदन्यत् कृतवान् प्रभुः. King Parikshit asked said, O Lord, O Master, I again further want to hear about the wonderful deeds of Sri Balram, who is unlimited and beyond the understanding of common person. I want to know what are the other activities he performed. So because the talk was about Balram only, then because Balram had gone to Vraja, so Pandraka took that opportunity to challenge Sri Krishna. Therefore that story was told about killing of Pandraka. So then now he comes back. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he comments, Girau Raivatake Kridan Preyasi Bhirahan Kapim Kadarthyantam Dividam Saptashashtitam E Balaha. So in this 67th chapter, there is a description of killing of Divivida, the monkey, by Balram. क्या हुआ? आवाज नहीं आ रही? 67 चैप्टर में चलो तो मैं लाया नहीं. I thought we completed that. चलो अब यहीं से करते. This is Krishna's arrangement. So Girau Revatake Kridan Preyasi Virahan Kapim Kadarthyantam Dividam Saptashashti Tame Balaha. So Balram, he was performing his Leela with his wives and beloveds on the Revataka mountain. And at that time Divida, the monkey, he came and he started acting in a very insulting manner to Balram and to the ladies. So Balram killed him. This is the story which will be described in this chapter. Krishna Leelayam Ati Aveshad Ram Leela Kachid Ullanghya Mahamunitvam Madhavatu iti Prichati Bhuya iti. So in the description of Krishna Leela, Sri Sukadeva Goswami was very absorbed in describing that. But in between he described Ram Leela, means pastimes of Balram. And then again he jumped to Krishna Leela, killing of Pandrak. So as if Parikshit is saying that please don't run, you are just going too fast. Ma dhavatu. He says, what is this? He talked about Balram, then again jumped to Krishna. He stopped. Ma dhavatu iti prichati. So as if he is trying to hold him and he is raising a question. Adbhut karmana iti swamajnartham nadim kopi swantikam nanitvaniti bhava. So he is calling Balram as Adbhut Karmana, or who performed very amazing deeds. For example, what we studied in 65th chapter, that he called Yamuna river near him. So he says this never happens, that somebody wants to take bath in the river, he goes to the river, does not say river come to me. So Balram did that, and the Yamuna has to come. So that's why he is calling him here as Adbhut Karmana, that he performed this amazing act for taking dip in the river. Nacha itavadev tat karma iti vachyam. And nacha vachyam, you know. So it is not that he only did this much, or this was the only wonderful thing he did. So therefore he is asking that there must be more. And therefore he is calling him as Ananta. Anantasya prameyasya. So Anantasya nacha tat karmani tvam janasi eva iti vachyam. So he is Ananta. Ananta means unlimited. Unlimited in what sense? It means unlimited powers and therefore unlimited activities. So he must be doing many more activities which are worthy to hear. And then if he says, well, he is Ananta and he has done many things, but I do not know them. So for that also he says, Nacha Vachyam. He says, cannot say that you do not know that. Yato aprameyasya madrish buddhya pramatum ashakyatvat. So he says he is aprameya, that he is not cognizable by me. Prameya means which is object of knowledge. Aprameya means which is beyond our perception. So he is aprameya, but not for you, because you are a sage, you are a rishi. So you can see things which a common person cannot see. So being requested like this, then Sukadeva Goswami, he replies to him. He describes this killing of Dvivida Vanara. So Narkasya Sakha Kaschid Dvivido Nama Vanara Sugriva Sachivah Sovat Bhrata Mendasya Viryavana. So there was a monkey whose name was Dvivida, and he was friend of Narkasura, who is also known as Bhaumasura. And we already read the story of killing of Bhaumasura. And he was in Ram Leela, he was also secretary of or associate of Sugriva. So when Lord Ramachandra was there, and he was friends with Sugriva, because Sugriva helped him. Sugriva was the king of the Vanaras, monkeys. So Sugriva helped Ramchandra to get Sita back. And this Dvivida was also one of the monkeys there. And he is brother of Mainda. So Mainda and Dvivida, they both are associates of Sugriva and devotee of Lord Ramachandra. And he is very powerful, Viryavan. It's not ordinary. All these monkeys were physically very strong. So we know about Hanuman. But all others were also powerful. Angada, Dvivida, Nala, Nila, Mainda, Jambuvan. We know that he fought 27 days with Krishna in the cave. So, therefore he is called here as Viryavan. But unfortunately, he has fallen into bad company, and that is the importance of this story, that how even such a great devotee can fall down and turn against Bhagavan himself because of bad association or satsanga. So that was the only reason, because he associated with Bhaumasura, and now he will be killed by Balaram. So Narkasya Sakha iti Mahabhaktaraja Sugriva Sachivatve api Dussanga dosasya anarthakaritva gyapnartham uktam. So here he is described as both. Two things are there in this sloka. First he is called as Narkasya Sakha, that he was the associate of Naraka. So Naraka you already know. Naraka means hell. Naraka means suffering. So he is a friend of suffering. So wherever he goes, he will cause suffering only. But he was also Sachiva, means like a secretary or minister of Sugriva, who is, as he is calling as Mahabhaktaraj. He is a great devotee. He was devotee and friend also of Lord Ramachandra. So on one side, he is a friend of a great devotee. On the other side, he is friend of a great asura. So now bad association is more influential that because falling down is easy, standing up takes effort, right? When you stand up, the gravity is working against you. When you want to fall down, gravity is helping you, right? And gravity is working 24 hours a day. It doesn't take rest. So means the asuric forces are always working, and you have to be always attentive to them. As long as you are in this material world, you have to be always careful. And they are inside and outside also. And inside ones are more dangerous than the outside ones. Because if the inside ones are under your control, then outside ones you can handle. But when inside ones are more powerful, then outside one, they will eat you up. They will pull you down. So this is what is being described. Nothing happens to the associates of Bhagwan. Just like Jay and Vijay, they fell down. They were cursed by the Kumaras. But they are associates, so they go back. But the whole Leela is to educate us. What?
I just wanted to ask about the chair.
Just wait. So this is what is being described here. So therefore he says that Narkasya Sakhaiti, that he is friend of Narka, and also Mahabhaktaraj Sugriva Sachivatve, that he is contrasting these two things. That although he is a Sachiva, he is secretary of Sugriva, but because of Dussanga dosha, because of the defect of bad association, anarthakaritva jnapanaartham uktam. So why Sukadeva Goswami is saying this? It is trying us to teach that how bad association can influence one and make one degrade and come down from one's devotional platform. And but bad association now is very easily available. Previously, for good or bad association, you have to at least get out of your room, your house. You have to go somewhere. Now everything is available on your mobile phone, which is in your pocket. And wherever you go, it goes with you. And it is very alluring, very seductive, this Dussanga. So therefore, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that Dussanga doshasya anarthakaritva jnapanaartham uktam. That this is spoken here to indicate, to show us, to demonstrate the anartha, the unwanted outcome that comes. Because nobody wants suffering. So basically, if you give up the association of devotees, where do you end up? You end up being friend of Naraka. So Naraka means Naram Kayati iti Naraka. That which makes a human being cry. It's called Naraka. So Dussangasya api karanam Sriman Lakshmane tasya purvam anadara asiditi gyan. Now he says that why is that such a great devotee fell into bad association? Because that does not make sense. If he is a devotee, why should he choose to be associating with Narkasura? So he says this is because of his offense. So that is another important thing, that as far as devotees are concerned, the most dangerous thing is the offense. So when he was with Lord Ramachandra, he had no problem. He was devoted to Ram, but somehow he did not like Lakshman. So that was the offense which led him to have association of Narkasura.
This Vishwanath Chakravarti is quoting from somewhere because I don't see. I mean, is it something that is known quite commonly about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, bhavopi abhavam ayati Krishna preshta paradhata. So, even if one is situated on the platform of bhav, means thai bhav, one can get into abhav. That is called bhava bhav. So you can go to bhava bhav by doing offense. And doing offense is very easy. It does not require any expertise. Everybody is qualified. Everybody has immense capacity to commit offense. As long as you have got your ahankara, so you are endowed with supreme capability to do offense. Because that is the main reason for doing offense. And that we all have. So therefore one has to be very careful how not to fall under the sway of this material ego, ahankara, the pride, thinking I am somebody, I am great, I am wonderful, I am superior to everyone else, I know better than others. So this is what happened to him. So he says, Purvam anadar asau asiditi gyam. So he has disrespected Lakshmana. And Balram and Lakshmana, they are same, like Chaturvyuha is there. So we have Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan, and here we have Vasudev, Balram, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. So Balram's expansion is Lakshman. So therefore Balram is killing him. He has come to the source. So yadyapi Menda Dvividadinam Ram Pujayam Avarana Devatatvat Nitya Siddhatvamev Tadapi Mahad Aparadha Dussangadi Dosh Gyapnartham Jaya Vijayavadekena Prakasheneva Dvividasya Bhansoyam Darshita. So now the question can be raised here that in the worship of Bhagwan Ram, that Mantramayi Upasana, there are two types of Upasana, Mantramayi and Swarasiki. So in Mantramayi Upasana, there is description of Ram, Sita, Lakshman, and then there is a Avarana Devata Puja. So around them associates, like Krishna has his associates. So in the associates there is a mention of Menda and Dvivida, they are also mentioned. So how is it that this Menda and Dvivida, they are mentioned in the Upasana of Lord Rama, which means that they are eternal associates. And if they are eternal associates, then how is that this person is acting like this here in this Leela? So he says that although Menda and Dvivida and others, Sri Ram Pujayam Avarana Devatatvat Nitya Siddhatvam, that they are eternal associates, Nitya Siddha Parikara of Bhagwan Ram. So how is that they came here? It says Tadapi Mahad Aparadha Dussanga Dosdi Dosha Gyapnartham. But just to educate us on the power of offense and on the power of bad association, this story is being told, just as the story of Jaya and Vijay is also described. That how Jaya and Vijay, they disrespected the Kumaras. So then they got cursed by the Kumaras, they have to come down, take 3 births. So that is nothing happened to Jaya and Vijay, they are eternal associates. So he says, if they are eternal associate, when they come down, then what happens to their position? When Jaya and Vijay, they fell down from Vaikuntha, They came here, then Lord Vishnu, he went and gave an advertisement, post vacant, wanted. No. So these are just their expansion. The Jaya Vijaya also remained there. Just as when Lord comes here, it doesn't mean Vaikuntha becomes empty. So there is a Prakat Prakash and Aprakat Prakash. So when he is manifest here, then stays there also in one Prakash and remains there. So therefore, Dvivudasya Bhranso Ayam Darshita. So therefore he says Prakashenaiva Dvivudasya Bhranso Ayam Darshita. That it is only one Prakasha, one manifestation of Dvivida that came down. Yes.
So I was thinking of this position of Jaya and Vijaya for the last few days, and now you mention, and I was thinking if they're in Vaikuntha already and they're just eternal associates, how can they fall down basically? Now you explain.
Fall down means they come down, they are not falling down like a living being. They don't become materially conditioned.
Okay, so
it's part of Leela, Bhagavan's Leela.
It's part of Leela, so they're basically expansions, like Hiranyakashipu is expansion of Jaya and Hiranyaksha, the expansions of Jaya and Vijaya and Vaikuntha, right?
Yeah, they're just having one external body, like you put on mask. So if you put on mask, you become something else, but you remain the same.
Mm-hmm.
But whom? You remain same or you will become something else?
No, you become something else.
When you put on mask.
Yeah. Well, externally you become something.
But you remain same.
Yes.
The same. Jaya Vijaya remains same. They put on a mask of Hiranyakashipu.
Okay. So
externally they are acting as Asura, internally they are Bhaktas.
Okay.
It's like you go on the stage and you play the role, somebody becomes Ravana in Ram Leela.
Okay.
So he actually becomes Ravana or he is whatever he is.
Mm-hmm.
Plays the role. So they are playing the role to educate us.
Okay. So are they like also in between Vaikuntha and material world?
Yeah.
Many like different levels of consciousness, like that one can, let's say, stop at. Like
stop what?
Stop at, like they just fall from one level down to another.
They're not falling, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, falling or expanding, or can it go?
They're just putting another dress.
Mm-hmm.
Inside they're same.
Okay.
It's like if you have to play a role, your body doesn't change. Inside your body is same. You change your dress.
Yeah, this I understand.
So they put on the body of Hiranyakashipu, but inside is Jaya only.
Yeah, this I understand. But
so then what is the question of falling down?
Can they go like in many different planetary systems, or
for what reason?
Or
why should they do it?
I don't know, because there might be different levels of consciousness on different places.
Yeah, but there should be some reason. Different level of consciousness is fine. They came here to participate in Bhagavan's Leela.
Okay. Yes.
So why should they go some other planet? For what reason?
Okay, I understand. Yeah, my question was also a little different, but I did not phrase it properly. Thank you.
If I understand correctly, Jaya and Vijay.
Take the mic.
Radhe. If I understand correctly, Jaya and Vijay deteriorate themselves and went on to become Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Is it correct?
No, and you are saying it is you understand, and now you are asking me.
No. And the Bhaumasura, which I learned for the first time, Narkasura was also associate of Sugriva, who fought the battle against the Ravana for doing a crime, and then he deteriorates himself and becomes...
No, Narkasura was not associate, it is Divyavida.
Oh.
It is Dvivida who was associate. If you have read Ramayana, it comes there. Dvivida, Menda, Nala, Nila, Jambavan,
Correct.
Angada. They were all associates of Sugriv.
So basically, when soul gets into the pride and self-ego or some amount of ahankar, then...
Soul does not get into pride.
But the
Pride is outside. Pride is material, soul is spiritual.
So the deteriorated person becomes the role in the Leela and takes a part in the Leela and then continues to become the same associate as previously.
That's what I'm saying. He does not deteriorate, he is only playing a role. Like if you have to play a role in Lord Ram Leela, right? Or Krishna Leela. Suppose you have to become a Kumbhakarna. Then you don't deteriorate, you only play the role. So therefore they are eternal associates. There is no question of they becoming deteriorated. But they play a role and they are very good at it. So when they play the role, you cannot figure out that they have not deteriorated. It's like a good actor will actually act that you don't think that he is not that person whom he is acting. You forget who is his original personality. Like in the movie, somebody plays some role, then you don't think that, oh, he is actually so and so. You are absorbed at that time in the role which that person is playing. So that's what they do. That's why it is called Leela. Play. It is also called play. Lord's play.
You also mentioned with Lakshmana he had misbehaved and then this role had come to him.
So that is the offense. That is also a role. That is for us to teach. Now movies are only for entertainment. Originally all these things were not entertainment, for education through entertainment. Now it has only become entertainment. It's like food is for nourishment and also taste. But now food has primarily become taste. That's why people are sick. The original purpose of food is nourishment of the body. And side effect is that you relish it. But now if you make the side effect as the prominent and forget the prominent purpose of it, then you are going to be sick. That is the situation at present. Fast food, this food, junk food, whatever. So it's all taste, but no nutrition. So then people are sick. So here the purpose is to educate us. But the education through nice story. That is the real purpose. So Sakhyu sopchitim kurvan vanaro rashtra viplavam puragrama karan ghoshan dahadvahan nimutsrijan. So he wanted to take a revenge of his friend. His friend died or was killed by Krishna. So he wants to take revenge. And he is capable because he has power. So this is what happens. Sakti paresham paripidanaya. So you have power, and if you are having asurik pravritti, then you give trouble to others. That's how you utilize your Shakti. So he is making use of his Shakti, his power, his strength, only to give suffering to others. So therefore he went around doing Rashtra Viplavam. Rashtra Viplavam means destroying the country, going place to place, Pura Grama Karan. He's going to the cities, to the villages, to the forest area, to Ghoshan, the residence of cowherd people, and Adahad Vanni Mutsrijan. He's putting fire to them, especially in the olden days. Most houses they were made from thatched roof, tree, wood. So he's just putting fire to them, and nobody can counteract him because he's very powerful. And he can change his shape and form, become big, small, like Hanuman. You know about Hanuman. Hanuman could become big in size, could become small in size. So he is also like that. They are all having these powers. They are not ordinary people. And kvachit sa shailan utpatyat tairdeshan samachuranayat anartan sutram eva yatraste mitrahari. And somewhere he was uprooting the big boulders from the mountain and throwing down on villages and cities, bombarding them with and demolishing everybody, killing, so making chutney out of everything. And especially he did in Anartha. Anartha is Dwarka area, because that's where Krishna was living. Yatraste mitraha hari, where the killer of his friend Krishna was living. So he went around in that area, Saurashtra, what is the modern day Saurashtra area, and started creating a havoc in that area. So Sakhyur Narkasya Apchitir Anurnyam Rashtrasya Viplavo Nasho Yena Tadetha Syattatha. So his Sakha, his friend, is Naraka, who was killed by Krishna. So he went around destroying that area. Kvachit samudra madhyasto dorbhyam utkszipya tajjalam deshan nagayuta prano vela kula namajayat. Sometimes he went inside the ocean and with his arms, because he will have a huge form, and he will just splash water and drown the hamlets which were on the ocean beach area. He says Nagayut Prano. He has strength of 10,000 elephants. So like huge body. So you can imagine 10,000 elephants together, what they can do. One elephant is already so strong. Sometimes you see elephant going mad. He takes a car on the street, lifts it up with his trunk and throws it away, just like as if he's throwing a flower. So they're very powerful. So now we multiply that by 10,000. So therefore Velam Samudra Jalam Tatkulam Bhavan Deshan. So the countries, villages, cities on the beach area, and he was drowning them. Apyadhat Achadyamas. And Ashraman Rishi Mukhyanam Kritva Bhagna Vanasya Patin Adushyam Chakritum Mutrairagnin Vaitanikan Khalha. So this wicked fellow, he was going around in the ashrama of the sadhus, and he was destroying all the trees in the ashram, breaking the branches. Monkeys are anyway very good at that. You have seen, we have here how much we have to put net everywhere to protect every tree here, otherwise they don't allow anything to. If one monkey enters in the garden, within half an hour he will demolish everything. So he went around and doing that, and then on top of that he was passing stool and urine in the yajna area where the sages were doing their sacrifice. So he went and passed urine there, polluting it. Purushan yoshito driptah shamabhrid droni guhasu sa nikshipya chapridhat shailai peshashkari vakitakam. Then he will abduct men and women and hide them in the valley or in the caves of the mountain, and then close the mouth of the cave with big stones, just like that Kita, the Brahmara, who takes a worm and puts it inside and does not allow them to come out. So that's what he was doing. So Apyadhat means Achadyamas, covered. Evam deshan vipra kurvan dusyanscha kulastriyah shutva sulalitam gitam girim raivatakam yayau. So in this way he was destroying the various villages, towns, cities, and polluting the women. When he was going around causing all this havoc, then he heard a very nice music coming from the top of the Revataka mountain, which is near Dwarka. So then he went there. He says, what is this nice music? Good opportunity for me to go and create disturbance.
Babaji, I was just wondering, generally to maintain Nityatva of Leela, Jiva Goswami will explain the Asuras take Yantramayi forms in Aprakat. When they are Nitya Siddha Bhaktas like this, then they are really present, or they are having Yantramayi Murtis still?
No, they are actually present.
Okay, so in Aprakat also they are having...
Because it's the same form.
Yeah.
In case of Jayan Vijay, he's playing a different form. It's not their original form of Jayan Vijay.
No, I am telling, if we are maintaining Nityatva, for example, killing of Ravana, if it is something that is meditated upon, then it has to be Nitya. So that Ravana that is there in the Nitya Loka, then it is Yantramayi Murti.
Yeah.
That is Yantramayi Murti. Okay.
Tatra pashyad yadupatim ramam pushkar malinam sudarshaniya sarvangam lalana yutha madhyagam. So there he went to the mountain, which is very easy for the monkeys, jumping around, going on mountain, no problem for them. So there he saw the Lord of the Yadus, Balram. He had a very nice lotus garland, and he was very beautiful to look at. Sudarshaniyam, Sarvangam, all his bodily limbs were amazing. And he was Lalana Yutha Madhyagam. He was in the midst of many beautiful women. So he was just having a party there. Right? So people think they have party now. Balaram was having party. Also on the mountain, picnic. And Gayantam Varunim Pitva Madavivala Lochanam. People think they drink now. He was also drinking. And Bibhrajamanam Vapsa Prabhinnameva Varanam. So he has drank Varuni. He got already used to Varuni, right? When he was in Vrindavan. So once you get addicted to something, you can't give it up. So he got the taste of Varuni here in Braj. So he carried it to Dwarka also. Now he has to drink regularly. So he drank it, and he was Madavivala Lochana. His eyes were intoxicated by drinking. And he appeared very beautiful, just like in mad elephant. Prabhinnam eva varanam. So Prabhinna means matta, means mad. No commentary on that. Drushtaha shakha mriga shakham arudha kampayan druman chakre kilkila shabdam atmanam sampradarshyan. So that wicked fellow, then what he went, he jumped onto a tree, and there he was shaking the tree. You have seen here how the monkeys, they go on the tree and they shake it. They go sometimes on our net and they shake the net. They go on the pole and they shake the pole. So this is their big pastime. They really take, and then they will shake it, and then they will jump from it. They really enjoy that. So he was also doing that. And monkey, one name for monkey is Shakha Mriga. Mriga means deer, and Shakha means branch. So he is a branch deer. What it means is that just like deer runs on the ground, they can run on the branches without any problem. It's amazing how they get little thing to hold on to, they can hang from there, then jump to another one. And these branches don't break. It's so amazing. They jump from one to another and somehow don't break. So that's why it's Shakha Mriga. So Shakhayam Mriga is Shakha Mriga. So he was on the Shakha, jumping like a deer running around. And then what he did, that he made a kilkila sound. You have seen how monkeys make sound? So he made that sound to attract the attention. So he was also starved for attention. Nobody was looking at him. So he made a big sound, kill-killa sound. That inarticulate sound which monkeys make, and say that, look at me, here I am. My name is Dvivida. So Dvivida means who sees things in two ways. Dvividam janati iti Dvivida. So he was looking at Ramchandra with devotion and with Lakshmana with not so much respect. That's why his name is Dvivida. 2. Duplicity. So he's a duplicitous fellow. Tasya dhashtam kapir viksha tarunyo jati chapalaha hasya priya vijahasur baladeva parigrahaha. So seeing his impudent behavior, the young ladies who are by nature very fickle and who like to joke around and play, they laughed. They felt so happy seeing this monkey making all these things. And they were all under the shelter. Their parigraha also means marriage or sheltered under Balaram. Means they had no fear. That what is that he can do? Balaram is here. Tahelyamas kapir bhrushaipai sammukhadibhi darshan swagudam tasam ramasya cha nirikshataha. So then this was not enough. He wanted to do more nonsense. So then he started insulting the ladies. How he was doing? He was making faces at them. Like monkeys, how they make their faces? They do like this. Big eyes. Then they make all this sound. They show their teeth. So, but he was also showing his backside to them. The red area. Says Darshan Swagodam Tasam Ramasya Rikshita. And he was doing all this when Balaram was looking on. So he did not care for Balaram also. So Heliamasa Avagyatavana. So Heliamas means insulted them. Sammukhadibhi, Sammukh Sthiti Gati Mutranadibhi. So Sammukhadi means situated in them, and he was passing urine, etc. in front of them. Tasam ta ramasya nirikshmanasya iti anadara shashti. And he did it when Balaram was looking. So the sixth case in ramasya is an anadara. So it should be actually seventh case, but when it is in the disrespect, then sixth is used. Tam grivna praharat kruddho bala prahartam vara sa vanchitva gravanam madira kalasham kapihi. So when he was doing all this nonsense, Balaram became angry and threw a stone at him, trying to hit him. But you have seen, if you throw a stone at monkey, then monkey jumps to the side. Right? Doesn't happen anything to him. So he also did this. Savanchitva gravanam. So he escaped the stone. And then what he did, that he ran away with the pot of Varuni. Now, so this is how he invited his death. He takes the drink away. So Gritva Heliamasa Dhurtastam Kopiyan Hasan Nirbhidya Kalasam Dushto Vasansya Aspalayad Balam. So taking that pot away, and then that impudent fellow, he disregarded Balaram, making him angry and making fun of him, and then he broke the pot. Because that's what the monkeys do, They snatch away your glasses and then they'll put it in their mouth and chew on it. So the monkeys, their pleasure is destruction. Very rajasic and tamasic creature. So he did that, and then he tore off the dresses of the ladies, he was pulling and tearing them off. So vasansi shayya paristitani asfalayat akrishya partitvan. So he says that the cloths here are the things which he was tearing. It was actually the covering of the bed. Kadarthi kritya balvan viprachakre madodhata tam tasya vinayam drishtva deshansya tadupa upadrutan क्रुद्धो मुशलम आदत्त हलम चारि जिघ्यम सया द्वितोपि महावीर्य शालम उद्यम्य पाणिना अभ्येत्य तरशातेन बलम मूर्धन्य ताड़यत् तम तु संकर्षणो मूर्धनि पतंतम चलो यथा. So when he was behaving in this very insulting and destructive manner and very proud, insolent, so seeing his proud behavior like this, then and also the destruction which he was causing to the area there, then Balaram became angry and he took his musala, his club in his hand, and he decided that he wants to kill this fellow. He also got his plow. So his plow and his club got them together. But Dvivida, he was also very powerful, he was not scared. So he also went and he uprooted a tree with one hand. Big tree, shala tree, these trees are huge, tall. And came and hit Balram on his head in the tree. Swabhetya tarshatena balam murdhani atadayat. So he came running very quickly and hit Balram on his head. Tamtu sankarshano murdhani patantam achlo yatha. But when he was hit on his head by the tree, then Balram did not move like a mountain. He remained standing there. Nothing happened to him. Pratijagraha balvan sunandayana ahanat chatam musala hatam mastisko virajay rakta dharaya. So then what he did, that he caught hold of the tree and he hit it on his head and snatched it from him. And then when his club, he hit him on his head. And when he got by his musala hit on his head, then he started bleeding. So he looked very beautiful with the blood flowing out from his head. But this also did not make much difference to him. Sunandena muslena mastisakam mastakavya vishesha. So Sunanda is the name of the musala. It's not really a club, it's like what you use for grinding things. This is called musala. So girir yatha garikaya praharam nanuchintayan puranarnyam samutskshipya kritva nispatra mojasa. So just as there is a Garrick mountain, Garrick is this reddish mineral which is found on the mountain. So like that he appeared like that, as if he's a Garrick mountain, because the red blood was coming out. And this did not cause any pain to him. He was undisturbed at all by it. And therefore he uprooted another tree and removed the branches and the leaves from that tree so that he can use this as a weapon. Tena ahanat sanskruddha stambalam satdhatshinat tatonnena rusa jagne tam chapi satdhatshinat. So with that he again came and hit Balram with great anger. But Balram cut that tree in 100 pieces. Then he was very angry and he got another tree and again he tried to hit Balram. Balram cut that tree also into 100 pieces. Evam yudhyan bhagavata bhagne bhagne punah punah akrishya saruto vrikshan nirvikshama karodvanam. So in this way he was running around and uprooting a tree and again fighting, and Balram will cut the tree into pieces. Then he will run and get another tree, and Balram will cut that also into pieces. So in this way he uprooted all the trees, and in the forest no more trees were remaining. So it means a lot of fighting was going on. Tato munchat shila varsham balasya upariyamarshitah tata sarvam chuniyamasa liliyamuslayudha. So then when there were no more trees remaining, what he did that he went and he started bringing stones, heavy boulders from the mountain and throwing at Balram. So like he was throwing one stone after another stone at him like a rain. So it's called Shilavarsam. So rain of the stone rain. Like you have hailstorm, big hailstorm fall on your head, smash everything, like that he was. So Balram was breaking everything with his musala. He was making powder of all the stones by hitting them. Sabahu tala sankasho mushti kritya kapishwaraha ashadya rohini putram tabhyam vakshashya arurujat. So finally, when the stones and trees, nothing worked like that. So what did he do? He came and he hit Balram on his chest with the fist, trying to hit him. Kapishwara mushti kritya talasankasho. So he was long, he had arms, long arms like the tala tree, and he came near son of Rohini and hit him on his chest. Yadavendropi tam dorbhya tyaktva musala langale jatrau abhyardayat kruddha swapatat rudhiram vaman. So when he was hitting him with his bare hands, then Balram also threw away his musala and hala, his plow and club. He says, if you don't have a weapon, I also don't have a weapon. You want to fight just with hands, I will fight with hands. So then Balram gave him one box on his collarbone, and his collarbone broke, and he started vomiting blood and fell down. Chakampe ten patata satankaha savanaspati parvata kurushardula vayuna nori vambasi. So when he fell down like that, then the whole area along with the trees and mountains, it shook just like heavy wind shakes the boat in water. Jaya Shabdo Nama Shabda Sadhu Sadhu iti Chambare Sursiddha Munindranam Asita Kusuma Varshinam. So at that time there was the sound of Jai, Jai, Jai Balram, Nama, obeisances to Balram, Sadhu, Sadhu, well done. So all this, because all the Sura, Devas, Siddhas, sages, all they came in the sky and they were showering flowers at Balram. Evam nihatya dvividam jagadvyati karavaham sanstuya manu bhagwan janai swapuram avishat. So in this way, after killing Dvivida, who was causing trouble to the world, Lord Balram, being praised, entered into his city of Dwaraka. Iti Śrīmad-Bhāgavate Mahapurane Paramhansam Samhitayam Vaiyasikyam Dvidvadhonam Saptasashtitam Adhyaya. So this is the end of 67th chapter. There is not much comment. Mushti kritya mushti manto kritva rurujat tadiyamasa. He hit him with his fist. Taktva musal langlav iti tasya nirayudhatve sati swasya api nirayudhatva achityat jatrav kanthabahu mule. So when he came and hit him with the fist, then Balram also gave up his weapons and hit him on his collarbone. Satanka bhitti sahita parvata ravataka jangyadri bhittau cha khanitre grava dharane kapitte chastre antanka. So Satanka here means along with the side of the mountain, everything shook when he fell down and died. So this is the end of Sararth Darshani on this chapter. That's where we stop if there is any more question. Narayanji.
Guruman, my first question is that was there any particular incident or anything because of which this Vivida had some kind of disrespectful attitude towards, Lakshmanji?
At least I have not read any specific incident like that.
Okay. My next question is actually about the first point you had made, is that, I think you have also often stressed in many other lectures about importance of Asat Sangatya, especially for sadhakas. Now, my question is really that many times it's very hard to do that in our day-to-day life, right? I mean, generally devotees that I know, and I think many devotees who take to some spiritual path, they like to stay aloof. They're mostly by themselves. Most devotees I know are like that. But even with that, there are a lot of them. When oftentimes you come across people who are who are also spiritual seekers, but maybe on the Advaita Vedanta path or something, and you build friendships with them because there's something in common. You're both talking about sadhana and this and that and all. So, but from these kind of episodes, it's very clear that even a smell of the samskaras can easily transmit from one person to another. I mean, so the degree of intensity can vary quite a bit depending on who we associate with. If you're associating with a lusty person, even if you're just having an innocent walk with him every day, and maybe he's not talking about anything, still there will be a rub-off effect. That's at least what I conclude from these kind of episodes. So maybe you can shed some light on how to balance this Asat Sangatya? What exactly is that? How do we execute that in our day-to-day?
Yeah, so main thing is association is primarily in the mind, which means that if you talk with somebody or you associate or you have friendly, meetings, and then you appreciate mentally what they do which is not devotional. Because if they are devotees and they have devotional activities, you are talking, there is no problem. But if they are non-devotional people and they talk of things which are non-devotional and you appreciate it, that's what Sangha actually means. Because that is, you see if you read Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, then he says Sukhanusai Raga, Dukhanusai Dvesha. So Raga and Dvesha, they are the one who give deeper samskaras. That is the whole idea. Anusha means to lie down, basically samskaras are anusayis. Because you have an experience, it leaves an impression which is like sleeping in your heart. Heart is also called ashaya. So ashaya, samsaya, anushaya, they all come from seeing shayane dhatu, which means to sleep. Like Lord is called Sheshashayi. Means same, seeing dhatu, sayana. So when you have raga in something, raga means liking. So that leaves a samskara. And samskara does not go waste. It has some energy, some potency in it, which will give you desire. Then you act on that. And since it is a wrong samskara, means it's a liking for the wrong thing. Wrong thing for us means non-devotional. So then it will give you non-devotional desire. And then if you are not very careful, then you will use your buddhi to fulfill that desire. In the process, you may commit offense. Even if you don't commit offense, you are already deviated from your path. So that's how it works. So therefore, we have to be very attentive when we are with non-devotional people, that we don't catch up things which are non-devotional and give them place in our heart. We don't want that.
I see. So you're saying that we have to maintain that high level of awareness at all times, especially when talking to folks whose intent may not be really fixed on Bhagavan.
Yeah, especially then, yeah.
And this there are and this is where I think I think you answered this earlier, but I'm just for recap. I think this requires a lot of practice, right? Because many times what happens, Guru Maharaj, is let's say you're in a group with 6 people, right? And it's a very live example. Let's say you're in a community and there is a homeowners association. There are 30 people there. And let's say let's say you have about 6 people who have come to a party or something, and you are also in there because you are a part of that community. Now what happens is when the conversation kicks in, you are sucked in without even your knowledge. Before you know it, you are participating just as much as the guy next to you. So and then at least I have seen it in my own life. It has a very, very, very visible difference in the before and after. Now, post that, I try to go and recorrect it, and sometimes I've tried to apply some techniques which work, but more often than not, the sucking in is quite intense. I'll give you one small example. When this whole Operation Sindoor was going on, the entire country was sucked into it. I don't know anybody whose mind was involved in anything except that. The devotees were talking about it in one of our temples. They said we should be doing this year, that year. So naturally people get sucked in, and it just is. So I'm guessing the point you're trying to drive home is that no matter what the context, if it is not related to Bhagavan, we have to maintain a very high sense of awareness at all times.
Exactly. Especially when you are with others, then you have to be extremely aware and not get sucked into it. You have to become not just a Sakshi. You have to exercise your Sakshi Bhav, just be an indifferent, what you call, onlooker. It happened, I remember Sindoor operation, all that. But, I don't read newspaper, I don't watch TV, but I would go on the YouTube and try to see what is, just to know what is going on. But more than that, nothing like this, that we have to do something. I have no role to play, there's nothing I can do. So why do I have to waste my time with it? But you have to keep track, because they were saying that there can be blackout, there was practice for that. So we have to be aware of that. We cannot be stupid that something is happening and we get killed in the process, not taking care of ourselves. So that much awareness we have to keep, but more than that, if there is something I can do to help, which is not the case, then I keep away from it.
Got it. Thank you very much. That was it.
Okay.
So Babaji, you were saying that it's really easy even for a greatest devotee to, in association with Asuric people, to fall under the influence of it.
It's not very easy,
Yeah,
but it's possible.
it's possible. Okay. And
Easiness or not easiness depends on your state of mind. But obviously this story is there to show, if they show some small devotee falling down, then say, oh no, I'm better than him, so I don't have to learn anything from this. So why such an example is given, who is an associate of Bhagavan Ram, to show that obviously you are not an associate. At least that much you will agree, unless you are really in illusion.
Okay. Okay.
So then you have to be careful that I don't want to do anything like this.
Okay. And how is the situation the other way around? Is it also possible for asuras, for instance, to come to the devotion?
Sometimes it is
But
possible.
is this more difficult? Or?
Very difficult. That's what I said. Going down is easy because gravity is helping you.
Okay.
Coming up, gravity is working against you.
Okay.
Which one is easy, to fall down or to get up?
Fall down.
Same.
Okay. Thank you.
Babaji, it was my understanding generally that, as Jiva Goswami explains, that within bhaktas, these offenses are coming as a product of bhakti to make bhakti stronger, like he gives Bharat Maharaj and all this.
But yeah, somebody is a Nitya Siddha, then there is nothing making
To make it stronger, yeah.
That is in case of people like
Sadhakas.
King Bharat,
Yeah.
but not here.
Okay.
Okay.